Hi, I hope you guys are having a great day. I wanted to come on and talk about how we can get more nutrition during the day. So, this is often something that I hear people struggling with a lot, that we're not able to have lunch or we don't plan lunch accordingly and we're skipping meals. We get home, it's 4 o'clock, we're absolutely starving, and then we start to just eat anything that we can find because we're just so hungry at that point. So, how can we minimize this and try to get better meals during the day with breakfast and lunch? So, a few things I'll share with you, 3 or 4 tips today that we'll go over. The first thing is you have to have a plan. So I know this is like not what you want to hear. You want to have like a magic switch that you can just make this work for you, but you really have to have a plan. So think of it like same thing when you're going on vacation, when you're planning to go on a trip. What are you doing? You're planning, you're packing. So spring break, or not spring break, winter break's coming up in a couple weeks in February for people. So, you had to plan your trip, you had to book everything. You have to pack your sunglasses and your bathing suit and your, certain clothes and toiletries. Chris and I are trying to go skiing tomorrow, so we are putting together our boots and our skis and our ski wear and planning ahead to try to do that. So treat your nutrition the same way that you do with other things in your life. Just have a plan, have a focus around that. Same thing with like your clothes that you're going to wear the next day to work. The night before, you're putting things together so that way in the morning, you're not running late trying to figure out what you're going to wear. So have a plan the night before, ideally, so okay, this is the breakfast option, this is my lunch option that I'm going to have tomorrow, and this is what's going to work for me. The second thing is that it literally has to work for you. So this is something that I work on my clients with together, because I can't tell you like exactly what you need to do without knowing your schedule and what that looks like for you. Because if I told you what I do and like this is what you need to do, it's not helpful. So that's why I really don't just try to tell people what to eat. It's like, okay, how can this work for your schedule, your preference, what works for you, and experiment with different options. So when I was working in more of a corporate setting, I had to drive like at least 40 minutes to get to work. So I would try to leave at like 6:15 in the morning to try to avoid traffic. So what I was doing is putting together my breakfast the night before, and I would bring that with me to work. So I did like an overnight oats kind of thing, and I would heat that up. I had a microwave. I had access to that at work. So it kind of depends other things you have access to in your workplace. So I would just heat it up there. I had like a little bowl with a top on it, and then I think I kept like a jar of peanut butter at work, and I would just like keep certain things there that I would use often. So I would also be packing my lunch the night before, because I knew that was the time I had that I could use most effectively to plan for the upcoming day. So for me, the nighttime was most helpful. Some people, they have more time in the morning. Like if you're putting your kids' lunches together and that's when you have a few moments, your stuff is just as important as theirs. Like you would never tell your kid, oh, like I'm just not going to pack you lunch today. Good luck. We'll just have dinner. No, that just wouldn't happen. So you have to make sure that you're doing this for yourself as well. So if that's when you have time, put together in the morning, what you're going to have for lunch, you can bring that with you. And maybe the weekends is where you really have to utilize your time. So, making sure that on the weekends you have a few options that work for you. One of my clients really likes to make egg muffin cups on the weekends. So they're eggs and vegetables and cheese that you put in little muffin tins and bake those. And they freeze really well. You can put them in the fridge and just grab those as you need them during the week. Add some toast with that as well. So really just like it has to work for you in that sense. And then when you're planning things, focus on macronutrients that you're building your meals around. So protein, carbohydrates, and some fat. So, whatever food that you're choosing that you really love, try to add whatever you're missing there in that regard. So if you are having oatmeal, you have, carbohydrates there, which is great. So you want to add some protein and a little bit of fat. So I use egg whites in my oatmeal. You can use protein powder. You can, and I put some peanut butter, and then I add some fruit for more flavor. So just kind of like figuring out what that looks like for you. If you're doing the egg muffin cups, we have protein and fat, but we're missing the carbohydrate. So that's where like, okay, piece of toast with that would be a great option to kind of balance that meal out, and that keeps us satisfied longer and allows us to our blood sugar to be more stable, our mood, our energy in correlation to that to be more stable throughout the day. And then utilize convenient options as well. So, you don't really have to, if you have time to spend to really make, a nice meal, that's wonderful, but like definitely utilize things that are already prepackaged if you are really short on time. So like the individual portion yogurts, those are great to grab, those Greek yogurts. Cottage cheese, you can buy the same way. They're just little individual, I think they're like 5 ounces. Whole fresh fruit is just like so easy to grab. And then they're pre-packed portion nuts. So you can grab those and add those like to a yogurt. Protein bar, fruit and nut bars are good. So if you don't really like the protein bars, just like the fruit and nut bars. So there's some really good ones now. Even like RX bars are just fruit and nuts. So it's very straightforward. If you have a hard time with some of the sugar alcohols that they add to the protein bars, just do like a fruit and nut bar. That's another easy option. Maybe add a yogurt to that for some more protein. And then other options like canned tuna is like a super go-to protein that you can do for lunch. Add some, different things with that. Put it in a wrap. Put some things at work that that you can utilize. One of my clients has, she keeps like wraps at work and then some toppings, and then she'll bring like little things to add to it that she needs. Awesome. So, just making sure it works for you. Frozen waffles, I love those. There's so many on the market now, but you can buy ones that have like Kodiak cakes are higher in protein. Maybe put a little bit of peanut butter on that and a yogurt, like just getting some more protein in that meal. So just make it work for you in that sense. So our takeaways here are make sure you have a plan. This is going to be so important. It has to work for you. So it doesn't matter if it works for me, it has to work for you, because then you're likely to actually stick to it. Number 3 is protein, fat, and carbs. So just kind of focusing on what am I missing in my meal here. And if you don't really understand what I'm saying, ask me what I'm talking about. This is something that we learn and just really understand like how to fuel our body appropriately. The 4th thing is to utilize healthy options. So utilize things that are already portioned if this is really one of your barriers, things that are already packaged and ready to go. So let me know what was most helpful for you from this, and things that work for you. Like what things are you doing that work really well that you can share as well. I'd love to hear from you guys. So let me know if you're watching this as a replay, if you're coming on here live. I love to know the engagement, and let me know what kind of topics you guys are interested in. This was a topic that someone came to me that would be valuable to them. So I love to add value to you guys and serve you in that way. So let me know what's helpful. I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.